Hello and welcome back to Frogboy X1 Gaming. I'm Andrew and today we're talking about Achilles Legends Untold. Now this game is coming out. I'd like to thank Dark Point Games for providing review code for this review. The game is launching in early access today. You should be able to get the first couple of levels. I believe the multiplayer should be online by then. I haven't been able to test that yet. Basically, when I saw this game, when it was first reviewed, I was like, "Wow, man, I gotta have that game." And I was like looking for it and stuff. Found out it was only on PC, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, man!" But I got a PC just in time. I can play the game. I was gonna try to play this game on my laptop, but as you can see, I got a 3060. Well, I got a tower. It's a 3060 Ti 5800X with 32 gigs of RAM. I'm able to hit 1440p native at epic settings on this game, well above 60 frames a second without using DLSS. So, in my opinion, that's pretty good. Like, I think the range that I was hitting is anywhere from about 60 to 100 frames a second. The video that's playing next to us is capped at 60 frames a second because I was using my capture card, so I wasn't able to capture any more than that. The environment, the setting, the characters, everything that I've seen so far is like, wow, yeah, this looks pretty good. It looks sharp. It looks clean. The visuals, it is built on Unreal Engine 4, so you're definitely going to get that Unreal Engine stutter pretty often after you get out of the tutorial area. It starts to get a little bit heavier in the second level of the game. Cutscenes in this game look pretty good. They look pretty good. You can definitely tell it's not like a AAA budget or anything like that. But what's here for me is pretty good. So this game is supposed to be a Souls-like slash hack and slash game. There's a big problem with that right now because there are some bugs in this. With it being early access, these bugs will be patched out over time, and nobody knows exactly when that's going to happen. The stamina bar right now is freaking broken. It's broken. It works when it wants to. It's got a mind of its own. I recommend removing that till they get that figured out, so that it makes the experience a little bit more enjoyable. The last thing they want to do is launch this game and have it put such a bad taste in people's mouths that nobody wants to play it. Well, I can honestly say that it's not that bad. I do kind of worry. About the early access. The early access having a dramatic effect on this game. You know how gamers are, man. They can tear anything apart within a few minutes. A few YouTube channels. It's all it really takes to start driving a bad conversation. Me personally, I'm really into these type of games, especially because of the Greek mythology. I really like that. This is a kind of game that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just instantly drawn to him and I want to play him. Achilles, I mean, everybody knows who Achilles is. Man. He's freaking cool, man. Achilles Hill, everything like that. We've all seen the movie Troy, Brad Pitt doing his rendition. So. It's pretty cool. Like, right when I saw this game, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to play that. It looks freaking cool. I want to experience that game. For the most part, my expectations have been pretty much met. They've done a pretty good job. I didn't go into this game with super high expectations, so I haven't been let down at all. There are some bugs, some minor nitpicks that like, whatever, hopefully they get washed out. I would just caution you, going into this, with it being early access, just go into it with an open mind if you're going to pick this up, because this game does have all the stuff that makes you want it. But the Souls thing, okay, I guess they're in their marketing. They're like, it's Souls, but it's easy to pick up, hard to master is what the claim is. Right now, I kind of feel like this game does have a pretty good it does have a pretty good base to build on, for sure. The foundation is pretty solid. Like, I really like that. The gameplay is addicting enough to where you're like, yeah, man, I want to play this, man. You get that like Baldur's Gate freaking feel or that Diablo feel, and you're like, yeah, man, this is cool. Looter. I don't know, man. It doesn't say anything about a looter in there, but there is stuff that you can pick up. You can get different outfits, weapons, whatever. So I mean, like, yeah, you'll be able to build your class out pretty decently. I don't really, I haven't gotten enough time into it to actually see if any of that's going to be like great or not. The bugs and stuff that I've faced, you know, they kind of, they're not so off-putting that I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to play that again. I am pretty enthusiastic about this game. I am going to continue to play it as more patches and more updates come to the game. I will continue to play this game, and I will continue to update my coverage as this game goes forward. Like, this is pretty cool. Like, I like games like this. I like to be able to be there and encourage the devs to keep moving forward, because like I just said a minute ago, the foundation is strong enough to where they can build it out. Now, let's talk about some combat and stuff. Combat feels pretty good. It feels fluid enough to where you're like, okay, yeah, maybe you can like put together a build that's like gonna be solid. The enemies in this game are not only are they active and pretty intelligent for the most part. Like they're not like just completely like dumb or whatever. This game has there's like some AI that they're working on, and at first I was like, whatever, AI, whatever. You know, I played through it, you know, the other day when I got the code and I was playing through it, and I was like, yeah, I mean, like, the AI is a little bit, you know, I mean, like, whatever, you know, I mean, clearly they're going to get harder, and they're just going to be like, you know, the hit points are going to be harder, and they're going to hit you harder or something like that. Like, that's exactly what I was thinking. But I started playing it. I was like, I'm just going to start over from the beginning. I started playing it again. And you better believe it, man. Like, these guys were like starting to mimic like my actual freaking movements. Like what I was doing the other day, they were starting to get better. Like as I was getting better, like going through it again, they were getting better. And I'm like, wow, man. Because you'll fight Hector, and you're like, and the other day when I was playing through it, I was like, oh man, this guy's kind of a pushover, or whatever, you know. But today, before I started making this video, I was doing it again, and I was recording a video or whatever, and I was like, wow, man, this dude's actually, the fighting style's completely different than what it was prior to that. So I'm wondering if this AI thing that they're talking about is actually something that is going to enhance this game. Because if that's the case, if they get smarter off of the way your combat works, could you imagine that? Infinite possibilities of replayability for this game if they actively get smarter as you get better, you know, and they learn everything that you're learning, and it just adds that challenge. That could be pretty cool. That literally could be like, oh man, I mean, if you remember back when the Lord of the Rings game came out, you know, with the Nemesis thing, this could be as big as that. Like, this could literally be on that level. If this AI learns from what you're doing and how you're fighting and getting better, because I noticed that even like the regular enemies that I was fighting on the way to Hector, to that boss battle, even they were getting better. They were more aggressive. They were more like in my face type deal, you know. And most of it was working only with the human enemies. The other enemies that you get to after the tutorial area, they're still about the same, but the human enemies are definitely, it feels like the human enemies are definitely learning my moves and my patterns and how I was fighting. And so, yeah, dude, you might have to switch it up a little bit as you continue to play in this. And that might be the biggest selling point. I mean, the Souls thing, I don't necessarily think Souls gameplay is going to work with a 2D isometric. Me personally, I don't know. I don't know. Like, maybe it will, maybe it won't, but the AI part is the thing that I am the most excited about. Now, this game does have a big, pretty decent skill tree to where you can learn new moves, tweak your build, get better, get stronger, whatever like that. If you die, you will lose all your souls. You have to go back and retrieve them. So, I mean, I guess that is kind of Souls-like. The maps are pretty decent size so far. Like, they've been pretty good. Lots of exploration. The vegetation looks beautiful in here. It interacts with your character, the environment. I haven't been able to find any environment destruction, like the environment's not destructible or anything. But for the most part, like, I've fought humans and skeletons and stuff like that so far. So as it goes on, I mean, it is a pretty decent experience. Now, depending on the price of this early access, how much it's going to cost, I don't know. I mean, you'll find out today. This review goes live today, so you'll find out today what that is. And I hope that you'll enjoy this game. And if you go into this game, go into it with an open mind. I didn't have really high expectations, but you know, for the most part, it's met that. Now, you know, some more tweaking, maybe remove the stamina bar till they get that sorted out. Stuff like that might make it better. This is kind of cool. I do like early access games. Don't get me wrong. Like, I do like early access, but they really do have a tendency to alter the overall experience to a point that if they come out and they're way too broken, then it's bad for them. But this one here actually is in a playable state. Like, you can play this game, and even though some things might feel a little cheap right now, you can find ways to get around them. You know, like being able to kite enemies away and deal with them one-on-one is... I mean, you can do it, but you're going to have to travel a pretty decent amount of ground, especially if you get caught up in a bunch of them. It definitely gets a little bit more challenging that way. So, overall, I'm excited to see how the AI works out. That's probably the biggest thing. I'm excited to see how that really works out. I want to do some more testing and see if that is the case, because that's what it felt like to me. The world building, what they've got right now, I'm impressed. I am pretty impressed the way the world looks, the way things interact with the character. Like, I'm pretty impressed with that. Cutscenes so far are looking pretty good, like they're pretty polished. Everything seems to be voice acted. The voice acting is definitely a little bit off, like a little bit off. I mean, not Achilles, but like other supporting actors that have had some lines are a little bit like Hector's. Like, oh my gosh, man, really, dude? Like, really? If they want me to come and record some voice acting, I'll gladly do that for them. So, as far as it sits right now, like, I'm pretty happy with this game. I'm pretty happy. Hopefully it's reasonably priced, and you can find something to do. I'm really interested to see how the multiplayer on this will work out. It's kind of giving me that Gauntlet feeling, you know what I mean? Like back in the day, like you get 4 little freaking Achilles and you're all running around with your little merman. Yeah, that would be pretty funny, man. So your little merman, gosh, I can't even say it. Your Greek outfit, man. Your Greek armor, that would be pretty cool. So Spartan Greek armor, like, it would be pretty cool, man. So, all right, man, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I think this is pretty cool. It left a good taste in my mouth so far. It did. It's left a good taste in my mouth so far. I was gonna buy this game regardless if I got freaking code anyway. So I'm actually grateful to the developers, man, for allowing me to Dark Point Games, man. Thank you guys for giving me this code and let me go on this experience with you guys. So, like I said, man, if you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will continue to update my review on this as the game grows and gets more content and more content becomes available. I will continuously come back and update how this is turning out, because this is something that I've had my mind on, that I've had my eye on, and I'm grateful to actually get to start playing it. So, all right, man, the gates are open. Go ahead and pick it up and have some fun with it, and we'll see you in the next one.